will be my audience for the speech.
Today my speech is about why texting less will benefit our life. I believe it will create more structure in your life by safety and self-realization. So let's get a little more motivated. I text daily. I text when I wake up. I text when I'm getting ready for work, and I continuously look at my phone on the way to work, which is the worst. That is the most accident-causing problem with the phone, is texting while driving. So when I get to work, I usually am a little worried about my phone, and I'm in an apprenticeship, so everything I'm learning is really important, and I really want to learn to really focus on everything I'm doing daily. I do believe I struggle personally with a slight addiction to a cell phone, so I would like to share with you 3 problems that are pretty highlighted and some solutions to these. First is TextNext is actually a thing. Jackie Middleton talks about how when you're texting, your posture is curved in and you're kind of bent down and you're looking down. Well, that causes pressure on your spine, and it kind of disforms it a little, and it causes headaches. It causes a lot of issues with your back. So your head's heavy, and that weight even puts more stress on it when you're bending it over to text. Another is digital eye. Digital eye is strain on the eye, blurry vision, headaches, dry eye. This is looking at a screen that's too close. The colors, the blue light, are hard on your eyes. Also, strain on your posture as well as your fingers. So if arthritis runs in your family and the movement of your fingers constantly texting can cause tons of issues. There's also restless sleep. People are on their phones before they go to bed, and the blue light is a sensor kind of to wake you up when you're ready to go to bed. And then the radiation from your phone is insomnia, so it can keep you up, and insomnia can cause depression, it can cause weight gain, and it can cause heart disease. Last but not least is your phone is very dirty. You're always touching your hands and your mouth. It can cause strep throat. It can cause E. coli as well as staph infection. So continuously cleaning it and keeping it away from you will help with these solutions. The second issue is relationships in your life. Brigham Young University says that if you have a positive relationship or a new relationship and it is not negative, then it shouldn't affect texting too much. But when you text too much and you're arguing, or it is negative and not positive, then it dramatically affects the communication skills that are received from your loved ones. They read your emotions wrong. They drag out a conversation that could be finished with one phone call or one meeting. They cause distance between us. Instead of just making a phone call, we text and they're waiting on our response. We also, our personal development changes. Brigham Young University says that children test differently. Their brain development has changed. They are getting things wrong. They're moving too quickly. Their attention span is shortening. So I think that with these issues, we should focus more on ourselves and those around us instead of digitally trying to communicate, because there can be so many miscommunications within ourselves, within others, and the addiction process.
We know that engagement with social media and our cell phones releases a chemical called dopamine. That's why when you get a text, it feels good. Right? So, we've all had it where you're feeling a little bit down or feeling a bit lonely, and so you send out 10 texts to 10 friends, hi, 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 because it feels good when you get a response, right? Right? It's why we count the likes. It's why we go back 10 times to see if my Instagram is growing slower, did I do something wrong? Do they not like me anymore, right? The trauma for young kids to be unfriended, right? Because we know when you get it, you get a hit of dopamine, which feels good. It's why we like it. It's why we keep going back to it. Dopamine is the exact same chemical that makes us feel good when we smoke, when we drink, and when we gamble. In other words, it's highly, highly addictive, right? We have age restrictions on smoking, gambling, and alcohol, and we have no age restrictions on social media and cell phones, which is the equivalent of opening up the liquor cabinet and saying to our teenagers, hey, by the way, this adolescence thing, if it gets you down. But that's basically what's happening. That's basically what's happening, right? That's basically what happened. You have an entire generation that has access to an addictive, numbing to chemical called dopamine through social media and cell phones as they're going through the high stress of adolescence. Why is this important? Almost every alcoholic discovered alcohol when they were teenagers. When we're very, very young, the only approval we need is the approval of our parents. And as we go through adolescence, we make this transition where we now need the approval of our peers. Very frustrating for our parents, very important for us. It allows us to...
There is a 3 different triggers happening while we are texting. We are texting physically, and then we are visually, and then we can hear it. So this dopamine is being released, and then it's repeating itself over and over again, and that process is quite addictive. And maybe it doesn't happen to all, but this is coming at you in many different ways, not with just alcohol and not with just drugs. Last but not least, we're going to go over texting and driving. I think this is short and sweet. There are so many accidents that could be prevented with you and yourself and your loved ones. Edgar and Sydney talk about statistics on driving and texting, mostly from 2017. 1.6 million crashes each year, 390,000 injuries, 3,166 are killed in 2017, and 1 out of 4 accidents are due to texting. You're 6 times more likely to get in an accident texting other than drunk driving, which I think is crazy because more people, they're worried about drunk drivers, but if you're texting and driving, you can go a football field length and 5 seconds and look at your phone and not know that distance of what you were doing. And I do that all the time. I'm driving and I can't remember the past 3 stoplights, and that's scary. That's unacceptable. And then most of all, I think that texting is one of the most dangerous activities you can do on your phone. So I encourage all of you to resist this.
All right.
Love you.
Love you.
Mommy, I forgot my crystal bracelet. That's okay, sweetheart. It'll still be there when we get back. Everyone loves the picture I posted of you.
All right.
Love you.
The next
Love you.
solution to these issues, mostly that last video, I would say turn your phone on silent. Put it in the very back, not in the back seat, because we don't want you reaching for it. We want it in the very back seat. You can wait a couple minutes to text. It's better for your health. It'll teach you to be less addicted to it, and it's better for everybody on the road. Dr. Azad talks about the neck pain. So for that issue, if you're going to get text next, sit up straight. Make sure your elbows are parallel or a little bit higher when you're texting. Make sure your posture's up more. Your breathing will be better. The UK Chiropractic Association talks about how you're texting your life away. You're texting it by your emotions and your lack of paying attention to what's around you, as well as when you're texting and you're hunching, all of your organs are a little bit more squished together, so you're not taking full breaths. And these full breaths and this posture can be life-saving. The digital eye, that blue light, stay away from it. The AOA Association says the less you text, the better. The less you look at the screen, the better it is for your eyes. But if you have to, make sure you're using the blue light. Make sure you're keeping your phone at a distance. I would like you to just visualize yourself texting less, taking care of yourself, and taking care of the relationships around you. Take care of your posture and take care of everything that is going into these messages. Message less. Thank you so much.